Here are some of Britain's weirdest crimes and punishments. Part 2. In 15th century England, if you were accused of poisoning someone, you didn't get to plead not guilty. You got boiled alive. King Henry VII was absolutely paranoid about poisoners, and he made sure that anyone who tried to kill him with poison would die a horrible death. But that wasn't the only crime that carried a brutal punishment. If you were accused of a crime and you refused to plead, they would tie you up and throw stones at you until you confessed. And if you didn't confess, they just kept throwing stones until you died. It was illegal to beg for money, and the punishment for stealing food was the same as for stealing a pig. So if you were caught, you would get one chance to escape execution. All you had to do was convince the judge that you were insane. If you could do that, you'd be locked up in a tower for life. But there was a way to beg without getting caught. If you were disabled, you could beg on the streets. And if you pretended to be disabled, well, the penalty was death by hanging. And it wasn't just beggars who ended up in prison. People would go to jail for up to 2 years for a bad night out, just like today. But back then, they didn't have a drink-driving limit. They had a fighting limit. And if you were caught fighting after drinking, you'd get put in prison. So count yourself lucky you never ended up in one of these. It was a time when justice was blind, but it was also deaf, dumb, and mute. No wonder people wanted to keep their mouths shut. People could be put to death for, get this, being drunk in public. If you were caught drinking too much, you would be locked up in a barrel with only your head and arms sticking out. Then, you would be paraded through the town like this while people threw rotten fruit and vegetables at you. If you were a gossip or a liar, you'd be strapped to a chair and then dunked in water over and over again. And the entire village would watch and laugh as you slowly drowned. These punishments may sound ridiculous today, but they were actually quite common back then. People were publicly humiliated and tortured for the most minor of offenses. So next time you're in England, be on your best behavior. You don't want to end up on the wrong side of the law, do you? For more royal mishaps, including the time a king got his finger bitten off by a queen, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.